We did it. We've teamed up, and together we've created something special. We are the Idaho Underground Sports Network, and we're changing the game. We're covering Idaho high school sports in a way that you haven't seen before. Together, we'll be providing weekly breakdowns and recaps while helping uncover Idaho's top talents at a deeper level. Trust us, you want to be part of this. Boise Sports Talk, EBC Media, and the Game Time Guru bring you Gym Session. Let's get to work. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome out to another episode of Gym Session here on the Idaho Underground Sports Network. My name is Shane Larson from the Game Time Guru alongside Tai Spangenberg from Boise Sports Talk. Now, we're missing AJ Niebergall from EBC Media. He's our other half, but I guess our other third, not other half, but he's in Arizona right now on his way back, but he's been enjoying some club basketball out there from Meta Hoops. Shout out to one of the best 8th grade teams in the entire state of Idaho. He's been covering them and enjoying his time out in the sunshine. We're in Idaho, Boise, disgusting cold weather as he enjoys the sunshine in Arizona. So he'll be back, though, providing more coverage as we get into the next 2 weeks of basketball. Today on the show, we're going to be talking to an amazing basketball player. So we're going to bring her on in just a second. You guys are going to love this one, getting to know her and the amazing tournament that she just had. We're going to get to just kind of get to know her on a deeper level. But I want to remind everybody to make sure you're subscribed to the channel here on YouTube. Make sure to share it with your friends and family. So hit that subscribe button and let everybody know. Let mom, let grandma, whoever know about this channel. Let them all know so that they can share it with their friends and family, and everybody can join in on this. So Instagram is our bread and butter. You guys know that. We're also on Twitter. We're growing that platform as well. I mean, it's been an amazing 6 months as we've joined forces and built this entire platform out, but we also want to build it on YouTube as well. So we're just slowly but surely building it out, but it's thanks to you guys who have subscribed. So please do that and continue to share it out there. So, as I said before, we're going to be introducing our guest on the show today. For the first 15 minutes or so of the show, we'll be speaking with her. So Tai, myself, Cherry Films, and even Meyer Media, we were all over at the Girls State tournament. And the funny part about it is when I reached out on Twitter, I posted this and said, who are the girls that you guys think we should all be paying attention to? So the state needs to be paying attention. Amari Whiting was the one name that popped up like 5, 6, 7 times. People are saying, you gotta check out Amari, We've seen the highlights, we've seen stuff, but I'd never seen Amari in person, and nor had Tai. So then we got an opportunity to actually watch Amari in person, and all I gotta say is she lived up to the hype. So we're gonna be bringing on Amari to the show. Here she is, Amari Whiting. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
So awesome having you here with us, and we're just grateful to be able to speak with you here on the show. We got a couple of questions for you, and I know Tai did, so I'm going to let Tai start off, getting to ask you a couple questions about your amazing tournament, as well as just, yourself as a hooper. So Tai, go ahead and take it away, man.
Yeah, so like Shane said, thanks for being on here with us. Great to have you. Right now, you are living. I mean, you're living the hooper's dream right now. You fresh off the state championship. You're breaking records. Your mom is your coach. You're committed to Oregon. What I would love to know is what has been your favorite part about all of this?
Just creating the relationships. Honestly, I feel like it's been kind of a wild journey and a long one for sure. But just like the people I've met through it, and especially having my mom as a coach, I feel like just our relationship has kind of grown through that, and just the memories I've built. And I don't know, I just think those are things that you can't really trade for anything. So just the relationships for sure.
I love that. I think that's part of why Shane, AJ, and I, why we started this in the first place, is building those relationships and having those connections. Because, like you said, that's what it's all about. So yeah, I love that answer. You mentioned your mom. I would love to know, who else has been inspirational for you throughout this basketball journey and just a life journey of yours.
I would definitely say my brother and my dad. Just growing up watching my dad play ball overseas in Italy, just the grind of the professional lifestyle, and just how hard he worked to get there. So I would say definitely him, and also my brother, just being able to go to all of his games freshman year, and kind of like sharing our seasons. Like he would give me advice, I'd give him advice, and just supporting each other was really nice to see like my whole family there. I would say them, and definitely Natalie Williams. She kind of took me under her wing when I was trying to get into basketball, get my name out there. So she was very supportive of me and just helped me get my name out there. And I wouldn't be where I am today without her and the platform she has. But I would say I look up to those guys, and also just like Sabrina, Destiny Slocum, just like all the players that have made it. And I think when I saw that Destiny was able, like, she's an Idaho girl and she was able to make it big, like, just kind of reassures your dreams that you can be able to, do what it takes. You might be from a small town, but we can still do it. So
I love that.
I've got to piggyback off of that. So, Amari, you mentioned Destiny, and I even said this to the guys when we were sitting at the table. In 2014, I was covering state basketball for another company, and I was sitting there when Destiny was playing. I think it might have been a junior year. I can't remember, but everybody had been talking about Destiny, right? And the first time she hit the floor out there that I got to see her in person, she did it was a crossover behind the back turnaround fadeaway jumper, and it was smooth as all could be. And I remember when I saw you, I said, dude, this is like the best female basketball player I've seen since Destiny Slocum. I was like, this is the same style where you have additional moves in your toolbox, I guess I could say, to pull out. So I'm curious, who do you look up to, or who have you looked at? You mentioned your dad, you mentioned your brother. Are there any other athletes that you've looked to try to mimic, I guess, or train and try to be like in regards to the skill set that you have, the moves that you put into your game and all that stuff?
Honestly, I would just say literally like all of college, like girls college basketball. I didn't know I wanted to play college basketball until about 8th grade, like after my summer with Natalie, and I got an offer and I was like, okay, like maybe I want to do this. So when I took my visits and I was just kind of looking at the playing styles, like I was just looking at everyone and what it took to be at the next level and like see the floor at the next level, because I feel like you can make, like, anyone can get really like to a college, but like I want to play and I want to play a lot. So I just was looking at everyone and like just the moves that they make and like all the great guards like Kiana Williams and her range. Just like Sabrina Ionescu and how she's like a triple-double queen, able to like get rebounds, assists, like her pocket passes. Like I just feel like that was, I don't know, just like opened my eyes a lot. And I actually got the chance to watch Destiny play at Oregon State. I went to the Civil War weekend, so it was like the Sabrina Destiny matchup. And so just to see how like competitive and how much fight like those girls have to have. Like I feel like Idaho is slept on a lot, but you can tell that she's got a little motivation and a little chip on her shoulder. And so I like that a lot, just how competitive and how if you want it, you got to go take it. So
I plan on coaching girls hoops sometime in the future, right? And I plan on showing every girl that I coach that last minute of your segment what you just said, because you got to watch those top tier talents to see what they're doing, see how you can do it, and see how you can do it better. And I can tell you got that killer instinct to go do it. So I'm excited.
So Amari, I got a question for you. One of the things I look at as a coach myself, right? Tai and I both coach at the club level, and it's, the older age kids, 16, 17-year-old age range. So we look at other things that are part of the game outside of just the skill set itself. Obviously, the skill set of you can score, you can still like you on the court skill set is obviously there. But what I also pay attention is the little intricacies of the game, such as how are you as a teammate, your body language, that kind of stuff. So I paid attention to that. There was one time you had a teammate of yours, I cannot remember which one it was at the time, who was shooting a free throw. She missed a free throw. You said, hey, look at me, take a deep breath, relax. Those types of things, they go a long way as a teammate. So I just wanted to commend you for that, really. It's not even really a question. I just wanted to say, hey, like that's something that I recognized when you were on the court, is the way that you embrace your teammates, because obviously you're the main scorer of the team. And I think there's a lot of added pressure that comes with that, but you're also a phenomenal teammate. So I just wanted to give you credit for that. But I also do want to ask you, with the additional pressure, it's a double-edged sword as the media. The whole point of Idaho Underground Sports Network, we wanted to highlight athletes because in Idaho, they don't have it. It's just the reality. We have some media outlets, and that's fine, but we don't get it out to the masses. With Tai, myself, and AJ, together, we have a reach that's further than any media outlet in the entire state by far, by like a large margin. And that reaches all the way out to overseas and everything. And so we wanted to highlight these athletes, but at the same time, that does bring additional pressure. So I want to ask you, you have all eyes on you, and we brought it up on our posts. Other outlets were bringing it up on their posts about you. Like, hey, watch Amari, watch Amari, watch Amari. How do you deal with that pressure as an athlete?
Honestly, like, I don't feel it a lot. Like, I go out there and it's like another game. I know my girls got my back, just like with defense. So, like, I might not have to guard the best player like every night, but like I still got to play my role on offense. And so, just knowing that they will lock down and fight on defense and show hard, like that's just really comforting to me. I know big games are tough, like especially when we played Preston preseason. I feel like Idaho Sports came to film it. Like it just was like, okay, like this is a good matchup, you know? But I don't know, like I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on me, but it's a lot of motivation. I mean, everyone was like, I know we went state twice and we kind of choked and didn't make it as far as we wanted. And so everyone was counting us out this next year. But I don't know. I felt like the more motivation, the more fuel to the fire. Like, yeah, it might bring pressure, but I'm ready for it. So I just love the hate. I love the crowds. I love all those fans screaming at me. I think it's just something that you kind of have to change your mindset and be more positive with it and just be like, let's get it. Like, let's go, instead of being like, oh crap, like it's a big game. Like, I don't want to mess up. Like, you just got to move on and you got to play your heart out. So
I dig it. Ty, you got any other questions? Because I got a few to throw at her too. So just let me know.
Yeah, I got one last one for you here. You had mentioned your dad, the impact that he's had kind of on your life and your career. I captured an emotional moment with you and your father after your semifinal victory. What I'm curious is, so you were kind of emotional after the semifinals victory, but then after the state victory, just all smiles while the rest of your team is, crying. You're there hugging them. What made that semis win, that much more meaningful to you?
I just know, like, before the state tournament, my dad was like, you got 3 games in 3 days. Like, 3 games, 3 days. That's all you got to do. 3 wins. And so after we beat Middleton, I remember we got back to the locker room. All of us were excited, but I was like, we got 2 more. And then we beat Preston, and I hugged my dad, and he's like, you did it. You're in the state title. And he's like, you can do this. Like, I know you. You can take it. You just got to go get it. So after we won the state championship, I mean, like, he knew how much hate and how much pressure was on me for, like, getting it done at the state tournament. And so just to be like, to share it with him, and he knows how much I wanted it. I mean, even before the Preston game, we're at shoot around, and I was talking with him, and I got emotional. I was like, Dad, I want this so bad. Like, I want it so bad. Like, it's at my fingertips. I can taste it. And so just, like, hugging him, and he was telling me, he's like, you did it. You're a state championship. Like, you're a state champion. I was like, oh, it just felt so good. And to share it with him and knowing that he knows how mad I wanted it. So it was just a great moment. I love my dad. He's so nice.
Your dad is a stud, first off. I was just waiting for you to finish up an interview. He comes in there. He legitimately just, like, straight up told us, like, hey, if you guys want to come down to the Magic Valley or whatever, we'll host you. I'm like, I like this guy. I almost was like, I was about to call him Brother Whiting, because I was like, dude, I just ingrained in me. I was like, oh, dude, no, he's such a dope dude. I like that guy too. So I can understand just from the very brief interaction I had with him. Yeah, I can imagine he's just a super good guy. I do have a question for you too. I watched your vlog. You posted your vlog on Twitter. So I went through and I watched the vlog, and I encourage anybody who's listening to this to go check it out. It's actually pretty cool. I think that stuff, that's stuff that I, as a fan, want to see. That's the kind of, I wish more people did that. I wish more athletes did that. You did a great job just recording the entire weekend. It was super cool. One of the things that I noticed, though, that, like, I guess the general person, including myself, wouldn't have known, is just how much fun you guys have as a team behind the scenes. In the locker room, you're dancing to the windows of the walls. I mean, we got that's stuff that came out before you were even born. That's my high school stuff. So, like, and your mom's in on it. Like, everyone's doing it. You're doing the dance, everything. So I guess talk to us about the camaraderie between you and, like, the sisterhood of you and your teammates and your coach, for that matter.
Well, yeah, we have so much fun off the court. So, like, when we started vlogging, all of us were in on it. We're like, welcome to the vlog. So, like, it was just fun. Like, at first it was a joke, but then we, like, started, like, keeping it up. And so then it was like, I was like, I'm posting it because we won. But if we wouldn't have won, I probably would not have posted it. But we do have fun. Like, the whole season, like, I don't feel like we've had one drama session, one fight. Like, we just, like, I don't know. We all love each other, like, genuinely, and we know how hard we worked. And so, like, before games, when we're dancing and just having fun, like, helps us to, like, calm the nerves and play loose. We call it the calm before the storm. So, yeah, my mom gets on it. Like, all the coaches, we make, like, a little circle and we, like, dance in it, like, getting hyped. But it's so fun. Like, that's what I'm talking about, just the relationships and the memories, like, and especially creating it with my mom. Like, I feel like it just means that much more. So, yeah, we have fun, and I don't know, the vlog kind of just happened, but yeah, it's kind of bad because it's my first vlog, but
no,
I don't
dude,
know, it was fun to make. So
that's the kind of stuff I wish more people did. I just wish more athletes would kind of give the behind the scenes of what's going on. I mean, it was pretty cool. It's cool to see your shoot arounds and the actual. There's a lot of stress that goes on behind. Like, there's a lot going on in a 3-day window at a state tournament, and just kind of see what you guys are doing. It was pretty freaking cool. So.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm going to ask you then, Amari, there's a lot of athletes around the valley now that are looking at you, around the state for that matter, but like the ones who finally got to see you come in here into the Treasure Valley and play, and they've been hearing about you, but finally got to see you play. Now they see the product on the court, but they don't really know what goes on behind the scenes as far as the work ethic. Okay, so I want to ask you, as a top-tier athlete, which you are, what is a day like for you? What kind of practice? What are you doing during your trainings? How many shots are you getting up per day in the off season or even during the season? Like, what does the training look like for you so that these athletes can have an understanding of what it takes to get to that next level? Because there are levels in sports, and it's apparent that you're at a different level right now. So can you explain that and maybe share some insight to what goes on behind the scenes?
Honestly, first of all, for like importantly, as our season ends, I'm taking a week off just mentally. I feel like that's something that a lot of athletes don't do. They just want to be on their grind, which is real, like, you want to be on your grind, but mentally you got to kind of take a break and get hungry for it again. I think that's kind of how a lot of us get burnt out and just lose our love for the game. So my parents are very like good about that. I'm just like, hey, take a week off, like get your body underneath you, and then we can get going again. And so even though I have a camp like in 2 weeks, like I'm still taking a week off. So, but during the summer, like when my brother was home, I worked out with my brother, and that was really nice, just having someone like push me and having like a partner. But now that he's not home, I lift. I like in the summer I lift every day, and then I do a workout with my dad on just like my handles, and then I do a lot of like I'll get up 300 shots. That includes like mid ranges, threes, and then free throws, so 100 of each. And then I also do like game like stuff, just stuff I need to add to my bag. So like last year I was doing a lot of mid range, and so that kind of came out a little bit of the state tournament, like just here and there throughout my season, just trying to add that to my bag because I feel like I was always like either shooting the three or going to the rim. So just like we really do study girls college basketball and see what I need to add to my game. So this year, like we'll sit down, we'll watch some film and just kind of see what I need to improve on. But I feel like that's really important. Just like watching your own old film and just be like, okay, I need to do this. Like I need to add this. And so I don't know what our next step's gonna be because I haven't sat down with my dad. But that's what I do usually during the day. But you also kind of have to have fun. Like I feel like if you're always working hard, like that's great, and of course like I love to work, but you kind of have to have a balance, like especially my parents coaching me. You kind of have to take that time off to spend time with them as like a mother and daughter and a daughter and father. So
I dig that. You got a good balance in between it all, but when it comes time to work, you do work, but when it comes time to relax, you do relax, and I think that's awesome. Amari, I think that's it from me. I just want to say thank you for taking the time. I know it's during the middle of your day. You got school, and you probably do want to take a mental break from it too. So relax a little bit. Enjoy the victory. I know Tai and myself and all the other guys that were there, Cherry and Meyer Media, and as well as all the other media members, like we were astonished. So we're just grateful to have you on the show, and we just want to say thanks again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you in the future, all right?
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care now, all right? Thank you.
Bye, Mark.
Bye.
Awesome conversation. That's an awesome young lady, and she's only a junior, so she's got another year to come out here. Tai,
yeah, we did. Like her dad said, I think we might have to make a trip out to the Magic Valley and show some love.
Yeah, I mean it's only 2 hours away. What's 2 hours, right? We can make that trip. Exactly. I dig it. I look forward to seeing the progression and where she goes. And yeah, she's an Oregon commit. I forgot to say quack quack on behalf of AJ. AJ is a massive Oregon Duck fan, so he was bummed that he couldn't make it today. And I got in the middle of the interview and I forgot to say that. But
honestly, yeah, I had planned to do it as well, and I forgot. Sorry, AJ.
Sorry, AJ. This is what happens when you don't show up to the show. You know what I mean? You're just enjoying the sunshine. All right, guys. So we're going to continue on with our show real quick and give you a quick rundown of the state tournament from last weekend for the girls' side of things. Tai was the main guy there the entire weekend. We got to give a shout out to Tai. He was on the grind the entire weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, I made it there for part of Friday and most of Saturday's like evening games, but not nearly as much of what like Tai was there for. So we're going to talk about the rundown. We just kind of broke down 4A. Burley wins it under the leadership of Amari Whiting. Great showing from them. They wanted I think it was the Blackfoot Burley matchup that people wanted to see in the 4A state. Wasn't it Blackfoot that was supposed to make it in the 4A championship? They ended up getting upset, which is totally, I mean, that, Skyline did their thing and they made the upset. They played a great game. I think it was it Taylor Thomas that went down at the end with the knee injury in that semifinal matchup, which was devastating for them. She makes the game-winning free throws, then has a knee injury for Skyline, so she wasn't able to play in the state championship. So Skyline was coming in there with their two of their best players out. Their best player was out before the season even started or at the very beginning, and then Taylor goes down at the beginning. But that was the matchup everybody kind of wanted to see, was like Amari versus this Blackfoot team. Both teams had like 1 or 2 losses on the season. It was going to be major, but other than that, though, Burley gets it done. They win it. But the 5A, Tai, I want you to run it down for us and explain it to the audience.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that I was there for many games, a lot of hours put in. But it was always great when you showed up, great to see your face and kind of got me rejuvenated. So thank you.
Yes.
And you did a great job with your coverage as well. I mean, if you're not following us on Twitter, Shane is the man behind the scenes on Twitter, and he's been doing just a killer job growing, our brand on that outlet. But, before the tournament started, we kind of talked about it. It felt like it was a kind of destined for a Boise versus Timberline rematch. We ended up getting that, number 2 seed versus number 5 seed. What's funny about that, there's a ton of correlations between the girls basketball season and the boys soccer season. So the boys soccer season, Boise wins districts. Same thing with girls basketball. We go on to the state tournament. Boise gets the 5 seed, Timberline gets the 2 seed, same as in the boys soccer tournament. And then we get to the state championship and Timberline beats Boise. Both things happened in both tournaments. Just kind of wild, funny little random fact that I'd been thinking about it. A couple Timberline kids also brought it out to me, some soccer kids. And couldn't help but think that was, a little bit peculiar. Yeah. But ultimately, the Timberline Wolves ended up coming out on top. To me, I don't think that that's a huge surprise. Going into the tournament, we had talked about it. But I'll tell you what, this ended up being a thrilling finish. And you can think it was a foul, you can think it wasn't. To me, that's it's besides the point. If it comes down to a 1 possession game, it's not on the ref's fault anyway. Although we probably could have seen some more consistent calls throughout that game. Comes down to 15 seconds left in the game. Boise leads by 4. Sophie Glancy's at the free throw line, shooting 2. She knocks down both shots. So now Timberline trails by 2 points with 15 seconds left. Boise inbounds the ball. Lauren McCall and Haley, I can't remember how to say her last name. Lauren McCall and Haley, they trap in the corner. They're able to get the steal. And before this shot or before this possession even happened, I could see in Lauren McCall's eyes that she wanted this win more than anybody on the court. She was everywhere. I mean, defensively, she was guarding everybody, sprinting around the court, sprinting up in transition with the ball. This girl wanted it, and she went and got it. So with 10 seconds left, she gets the steal, and without any hesitation, pulls up for just a beautiful 3-point shot to put Timberline up by 1, which ended up being, the game winner for them. For me, it just wasn't a surprise. I wasn't surprised that Sophie Glancy went to the free throw line, knocked down both free throws. You could see it in her eyes that she wanted it as well. You could see from some of the other teammates on their squad outside of McCall and Glancy just that kind of defeat sinking in. When you're down by 4 with 15 seconds left, that's just most times you're not going to pull out a victory. But I remember one point in particular, right before Glancy shot her free throws, she kind of looked to her teammates and she's like, "We got this." And in that moment, I was a believer. I believed Sophie Glancy. But she ended up, she was right. Timberline comes out with just a crazy win to cap off a really fun weekend. I think that's one of those sports moments that, we could be talking about for years to come, truthfully, not just this season. So it was fun. I'm glad, most of our crew was out there able to provide some coverage. We had a really great time at this tournament. We were treated just incredibly by those that hosted the event, IHSAA. Just a really good event. Shout out to Shannon, who took care of us with stats and snacks and just her overall positivity and just pleasantries. So fun tournament. Glad it's over. But all in all, really good weekend.
Such a good weekend. I want to shout out the hospitality as well. They showed, Shannon did a great job. I mean, the media was taken care of. I'll just say that was the best experience I've had as a media member. I hugged her at the end of the tournament. Like, thank you. Like, I just felt like she was a mom taking care of her kids. You know what I mean? I just was like, that is how the media should be treated. And that's just what I'm going to say. As I got to give a shout out. That was just such a well put together tournament. Just people took care of the media. There was no drama. Do your thing. And we were able to provide the coverage that the players deserved. And so I think that was awesome. Just like, let us do our thing. You guys do your thing, and we'll all work together and we'll do our thing. So hospitality was fantastic on the girls' side of things. So take note. I also wanted to say, Tai brought it up. Obviously, we posted this information on Instagram. We posted the amazing video that Gen X and Cherry Films put together for the highlight. Don't take away the amazing play that Timberline had there. Just with there's people that are going to say this is a foul, this is not a foul. Okay, listen, there was a lot. I can tell you right now as a media member on my side of the court, I have multiple shots on my camera of missed calls, whether they were fouls or out of bounds or whatever, and it went both ways. So I can tell you that right now. I don't have a dog in the fight with that game. It definitely went both ways. So just so everybody knows, it definitely was both ways, and I can show you.
I do love, whenever someone disagrees with something on our page and they want to let us know about it, I always do find it funny that it's, a member from that school that is saying that, but then they'll come back with, maybe that we're biased or whatever. And I'm just like, interesting. So you're a Boise parent, but we're biased. Got it. That makes sense.
And the thing is like, I even had to make a comment. I'm sorry to say this, but like, we're not here to argue, but take that up with the IHSAA if you want to talk. Yeah. We're providing the media coverage. All right. And we're just showing the highlights. That's a highlight of the game. Here's what I'm going to say. Like, unfortunately, like, you don't throw it into a corner when you know they're going to trap. That's just I'm going to tell you. So like, maybe you don't get the benefit of the doubt when you throw into a corner when they know they're going to trap. Like, I just don't know what else to tell you, but at the end of the day, amazing game. And I wanted to touch base on Lauren McCall's 3 because Tai said it perfectly. No hesitation. That's my style of ball. Because some people would be like, why didn't she just drive it in? Because they had some numbers there. Like, it was I was like, no, let it fly, dude. I'm a shooter. So I'm like, let that sucker fly. And her shot was so beautiful. It was
perfect. Perfect.
Poof. The net poofed. And it was just like, that is the shot she'll never forget. That's something you tell your grandkids when you get older. You know what I mean? Like, I hit the game-winning 3 in the state tournament, like state championship, just in the front of the Idaho Center, packed crowd, everything. Oh, my gosh.
Cold-blooded, man. Absolutely just cold-blooded. Ice in her veins.
So good, so good. So from one championship game to the next, we also have something coming up on the boys' side now. The district tournament kind of goes on and on and on here in the SIC, at least, because there's like 5 million teams. But it's the matchup we've all been waiting for that we expected to happen. It's the Owyhee Eagle rematch coming up on Friday night at Meridian High School. This is going to be a packed house. So if you're planning on going to this game, you might want to get there early. I'm just going to let you know straight up because the Meridian Owyhee game was packed to the top. I mean, there was not an empty seat in the house, and like a lot of people couldn't find seats because parents were trying to get in after the first game got over and so forth. I expect this one to be just as bad as far as trying to find a seat. This is going to be a fun one. So I'm going to let Tai break it down on what we should expect as far as the energy and what we should expect from the game. We'll kind of do our own little predictions here. But this is going to be a fun one. The rematch everybody's waiting for. Eagle takes on Owyhee. Eagle's the only team in the SIC that beat Owyhee during the season. Let's see what happens. So Ty, break it down for us.
Well, I think you nailed it. I think this is going to be an absolutely packed house. We've seen it all season long with these big games. They've drawn in big crowds, and that's ultimately, I won't take credit for that as our team, but I think I'll give us a little credit in helping get people there. I know, after the COVID year, everyone's excited to get back also, but, we've been spotlighting these games, and in all these big games, there's big crowds. So I'm going to give us a little pat on the back there. And you look at this girls' state tournament. That was a great crowd. I can't even fathom what the boys' state tournament's going to look like. I mean, it's going to be absolutely packed at the Idaho Center. So like Shane said, if you're planning on going to any games really in the next 2 weeks, and you want a good seat, make sure you show up early and, beat the crowds. I think that this game is going to be, I think that we could be in store for another really close game. You look at, how Eagles fared over the last couple weeks. They've been winning, but I don't think that they've been playing their best basketball. They had a close game versus Skyview. They ended up getting, it was a decent win over Mountain View, and Mountain View had been playing well, so that was a good win. But I think both of these teams have kind of, I don't want to say plateaued, because they're not. Their ceiling is still super high, but they both kind of hit a lull, if you will, and I don't think that either one is playing their best basketball right now. Whatever team can get back to, that electric, just dominant performance, I think is who ends up coming out on top. And for me, I do think that that's going to be Owyhee here in round 2. I just think that loss has been sitting with them all season long. We've heard about it from coaches. We've heard about it from players. We've heard about it from fans all over the place. So I think, Eagle got round 1, but I do think Owyhee is going to take round 2 here.
I'm with you on that. I do think Owyhee ultimately pulls it out, but I do want to bring up a couple of things here in regards to that. Two of the best coaches in the state, in my opinion, with Andy Harrington over at Owyhee, Cody Pickett over at Eagle. The thing is it's interesting to me because both teams, I've been watching how they, like Owyhee the whole season has been pressuring on defense all the way up the floor. They'll pressure you the entire way up the floor to disrupt your rhythm, disrupt your timing, and disrupt your offense completely. Like, that's what they do. They just try to make you uncomfortable. So even if they're not getting the steal, they do like to put pressure on the guy bringing the ball up the floor. Well, Eagle against Mountain View in the semifinals, they were doing a full court press. It was a zone press, but they were pressing. They were trying to trap guys. They were trying to make it difficult to disrupt rhythm, so that you can't just get on a fast break and go. You can't go right into your offense. You had to kind of get past all of that and then move. So I noticed that they were doing the same thing. I wonder how they'll do this game, if Eagle will go into that zone press or if they'll go back into a man-to-man, because Eagle is one of the only teams, in my opinion, that can match man-to-man with Owyhee's personnel. The thing is when Meridian was playing Owyhee just the other day, whatever day that was, Monday or whatever, is that Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. What day is it? It was on Monday. Holy cow. So when Meridian was playing them, they went into a 2-3 zone. And so they put Owyhee into a zone, and Owyhee was shooting lights out. So that's actually what happened. I mean, the beginning of the game was a little stressful for Owyhee, but once they got their rhythm, Owyhee's personnel was out. Jack was hitting shots. Liam was hitting shots. They had other guys. Titus was hitting shots. Jackson was hitting shots. They have the guys that can actually hit those shots, and they were breaking the zone pretty well. But that was what I was telling Sherry. I said, you got to do either a box and 1 or a 2-3 with this team to make them shoot from the outside or force some tough shots so they can't get into their rhythm of an offense, just going one-on-one with guys. But then Owyhee showed that they can break that too if they get their rhythm going. So they're a tough team to beat regardless. But I do think Eagle will go man-to-man with them because they have that ability to do that. They have the personnel. And it all comes down to this. So Jack Payne has been the difference maker in regards to defense the last 2 games when they played Rocky in the first round. They started off super sluggish against Rocky in the first round of districts, and then Meridian. He has been a difference maker, but in that first game against Eagle, Jack Payne was also a difference maker because he got in foul trouble. I think that's going to be a huge piece here. He's the one that has the veteran leadership on this team. He's been to a state tournament before. Like, he understands like the pressure. The rest of them are a lot of underclassmen. And this is kind of a first time for all of them. Jack needs to be there in the game. He needs to be leading on the court, not just from the bench in foul trouble. He needs to be leading on the court for this Owyhee Storm team to be able to get the rematch against Eagle as they go into the state tournament. I think Owyhee takes it. I do think it could be potentially a double-digit game. The only thing that would keep Eagle in it with me, in my opinion, is one, their personnel, their depth. They have a lot of depth. They play a lot of guys. So they're fresh pretty much the entire game, and they can all match up, one-on-one with these guys, and they're coaching. So they do have the ability, but I think Owyhee overall is more talented. So I could see it being a double-digit loss for Eagle. But I mean, if they keep it in there and they keep it rolling, it's on a neutral court. They're both playing at Meridian, and both of them had an opportunity to play there already. So Eagle played at Timberline and now at Meridian, so they at least understand the court. They understand the atmosphere. They understand it's a little bit more boxed in and not as open as some of the other guys' facilities, and maybe they're used to it, and maybe we see a slugfest. I'm excited for it.
I do agree. I think Eagle ends up manning on Owyhee. I don't think they'll zone them. But what I'm curious to see is, do they put Jack Payne on Donovan, or do they kind of mix that up? I think that they've got guys with enough size that could potentially go guard Donovan and help keep Jack out of foul trouble, because ultimately Donovan Jones was his high IQ is what got Jack in foul trouble. It wasn't, anything crazy, but Donovan knew to attack him, knew how Jack would respond, and he played it perfectly. But I think Owyhee has other guys, Rasmussen, maybe even a Titus Bailey, that could go, put a body on Donovan and allow Jack to, help out in other ways, play help side defense and block somebody else down. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but regardless, it's going to be a party Friday night.
Oh, it's going to be a party. We're excited for it. We're going to be there. Make sure, again, like we said, Ty and myself both said it. If you plan on being there, you might want to get there a little bit early, because everyone's probably going to be getting in there early. It's a great facility, Meridian High School. That's my alma mater. I love that gym. But it will get packed, and it will probably be a little bit warm, because there's going to be a lot of bodies in there. So get ready for a good one coming up on Friday night. So we're going to probably wrap this one up for you guys today. I want to remind everyone, if you aren't following Ty already, go over to Boise Sports Talk. It's at Boise Sports Talk on Instagram. Make sure to go follow him. He's got all the coverage. He's going to be getting you College of Idaho information too, so go check that out. I think he's covering them. Tonight is Wednesday, the night that we're recording this. So if it doesn't come out till tomorrow, I don't know, but he'll be getting you all the information. If you're not already following him, you're missing out. So make sure to go over there. Follow AJ as well at EBC_media. That's how I was able to find out about Meta Hoops and the good old 8th grade club team, because AJ was posting information on it on his page. That's the cool stuff about AJ's AJ's pages. He posts all that information. Cherry Film is one of the best videographers I've met. Guy knows how to capture the emotions of the game and the skill set of the game. So make sure to go follow Cherry as well. He's got a Twitter now as well, so make sure to follow him there. And then you can follow me at Game Time Guru if you want to follow my podcast and just the information that I put out on a weekly basis. So again, for Ty Spangenberg from Boise Sports Talk, I'm Shane Larson from the Game Time Guru, and AJ Niebergall, who's not here, from EBC Media. We are the Idaho Underground Sports Network. We look forward to providing you guys coverage next week as we get ready for state. Take care.